The guy in front of me bought flowers, standing in the checkout line. Nothing seemed unusual for a Thursday after 5. Yellow roses wrapped in paper, carefully held in his hand, like they mattered more than anything, like he already had a plan. The cashier smiled and wished him luck. He laughed and thanked her twice. Maybe he was meeting someone, maybe he was just being nice. The automatic door swung open, the sunlight hit the street, and for a second everybody looked a little softer than before. The guy in front of me bought flowers and somehow changed the day. Nothing really happened, but I remember it anyway. The guy in front of me bought flowers, simple as it sounds. Sometimes little moments turn the whole world around. I carried home my groceries past the bakery on the corner. Someone was tuning a guitar outside the coffee shop. A dog barked at a pigeon, a bicycle rolled by slow. Everything kept moving the way ordinary evenings go. But somehow I kept thinking about those flowers in his hands. How easy it is to forget the beauty in simple plans. The guy in front of me bought flowers and the memory stayed behind. A small reminder, happiness can show up without a sign. The tire that comes from actually doing things, not the drain kind, not the nothing kind, the kind where your body knows it was used right. Feet sore because you walk somewhere good. Whole day happened, start to finish. Didn't waste it, didn't overthink it, just showed up for each part as it came. That's harder than it sounds. Some days, shower hit different after a day like this. Stood in there longer than necessary, not avoiding anything, just enjoying hot water and a good day. That combination, not every day feels like it counted. This one did, I can tell. Something about the specific weight of coming home with nothing left to give. Good kind of tired, good kind of done, good kind of empty after a good kind of run. Everything I had, I used it up right. Good kind of tired, good kind of night. Yeah. Made something simple for dinner, didn't matter. Food tastes better when you earned it somehow. Sat on the floor eating, no reason, just felt right. Floor's underrated. Went through the photos from today on my phone. Didn't take many, that's actually good. Means I was in it more than documenting. Present and accounted for. Full attendance, texted a few people, short ones, just hey, just thinking of you. Just this small maintenance on things that matter. Relationships need water, just like the plant. Not every day feels like it counted. This one did, I can tell. Something about the specific weight of coming home with nothing left to give. Good kind of tired, good kind of done, good kind of empty after a good kind of run. Everything I had, I used it up right. Good kind of tired, good kind of night. Window open, evening air coming through. City settling into its nighttime version. Different energy after 8, more honest. People outside because they want to be. Sat with it a while before bed. Not scrolling, just sitting, rare achievement. Thought about nothing in particular. Thoughts just passing through, not sticking. This is what a good day leaves behind. Not highlights, not a story to tell. satisfaction in the body, the feeling of having been alive on purpose. To be remembered, just needed it to be real, just needed to be in it. Use my legs, use my eyes, talk to people, bought a plane, ate good, walked long, came home full, good kinda tired, good kinda done, good kinda empty after a good kinda run. Everything I had, I use it up right, good kinda tired, good kinda nice. Shower, floor dinner, photos I didn't break enough of, short text, window open, plant watered, good kinda tired, yeah, good kinda night, sleep well. Left the house with no particular reason, just needed air and the legs agreed. No headphones today, that's the experiment, just the actual sounds of everything. First block bakery, smell stopped me cold. Stood outside for 10 seconds just breathing. Didn't go in, didn't eat to, just borrowed the smell, no charge. Kid on a bike, way too big for him, wobbling but committed, not giving up. Parent jogging behind, arms out ready. That's love, that's just what love looks like. City's got a different sound on weekends. Less rushing, more bumping into things. Less destination, more what's over there. That's the walk I needed today. Weekend walk, nowhere to be. Weekend walk, just moving free. Find the good stuff accidentally. That's the whole plan, that's the whole plan. Weekend walk. Found a street market 3 blocks off my route. Rows of stuff laid out on folding tables. Someone selling plants, someone selling records, someone selling things I couldn't identify. Stopped at the plant table, talked to the guy. He explained everything I didn't ask about. Knew every plant by name, origin, preference. That enthusiasm, you can't manufacture that. Left with a small succulent, didn't plan to. $5 green thing, instant commitment. Now I have a plan, a responsibility. Named him already, that was fast. No regrets, city's got a different sound on weekends. Less rushing, more bumping into things. Less destination, more what's over there. That's the walk I needed today. Weekend walk, nowhere to be. Weekend walk, just moving free. Find the good stuff accidentally. That's the whole plan, that's the whole plan. Weekend walk. Sat by the fountain in the small park, the one nobody talks about but everyone knows. Pigeons doing the thing with full confidence, living entirely without self-doubt. Iconic old couple sharing 1 ice cream, 2 spoons, not talking, just eating, completely comfortable. That's the goal, honestly, that level of ease. Decades in and still sharing dessert, respect. Walked home the long way, obviously. New plant in hand, sun doing its afternoon thing. Felt like I done something without doing much. Those are the best kind of days, the low effort ones. Didn't plan the plant, didn't plan the market, didn't plan the fountain, didn't plan the old couple, didn't plan to feel this good. Just walked out the door, and the day did the rest. That's the secret, that's the whole thing. Weekend walk, nowhere to be. Weekend walk, just moving free. Find the good stuff accidentally. That's the whole plan, that's the whole plan. Weekend walk. Bakery smell, woo, wobbling kid. $5 plant, old couple, 2 spoons, long way home, no regrets, not one. The last empty seat by the window was waiting when I walked inside. The afternoon was half exhausted. The lunch crowd had already died. A woman folded up a newspaper. A student packed away a pen. The cafe felt like it was breathing slowly in and out again. I set my coffee on the table, watched the steam begin to fade. Outside a man was walking nowhere, just enjoying the shade. A bicycle rolled past the bakery. Someone waved across the street. Nothing seemed particularly important, and somehow that felt complete. The last empty seat by the window turned into my favorite place, a front row view of ordinary life, moving at its gentle pace. The last empty seat by the window, nothing special, nothing grand, just enough room for a quiet day to unfold exactly as planned. The sun moved slowly across the glass, drawing shapes upon the floor. A couple shared a slice of cheesecake near the little wooden door. Someone laughed into their phone call. Someone missed the bus outside. Someone stood beneath the traffic light and watched the clouds drift by. Hours slipped without permission. Songs drifted through the air, the kind of songs you barely notice until they're no longer there. The coffee cup grew lighter, the room became more gold. The afternoon kept telling stories without a single word being told. The last empty seat by the window stayed with me after I left. Some days become a memory without trying to be their best. The last empty seat by the window still visits me sometimes whenever life gets louder and I need a quieter mind. Ran for the last train, just barely made it. Doors closed right behind me, caught my breath slow. Found a seat near the window, middle car. Tunnel lights streaming past like punctuation. Oh God, 2 seats down already snoring. Kid across the aisle, game sound leaking out. Woman near the door, eyes closed, arms crossed. Everyone going somewhere, nobody talking. This is the last train, everyone knows it. There's something honest about that, I think. No pretending you have somewhere better to be. Just going home, or close enough to it. Tunnel gets long and then opens up. City lights come back for a second, then gone again, then back again. That's kinda what the day felt like. Last train is an ending, last train is a start. Get off and it's another day, but get on and it's another day. Either way it moves. What thought about riding all the way to the end, just to see what the last stop looks like. Nothing urgent waiting back at home, nobody checking if I'm there or not. But hunger's practical, hunger doesn't wait. Got off 2 stops early, follow my stomach. That's what grounds me when I drift too far. Not philosophy, just rhyming honestly. Convenience store, but the corner's still open. One instinct cup, waited 3 minutes. First sip hit different after a long day. Hot broth does something words can't really do. Tunnel gets long and then opens up. City lights come back for a second, then gone again, then back again. That's kinda what today felt like. Last train is an ending, last train is a start. Get off and it's another day, or get on and it's another day. Either way you move. Walked home slow, no reason to rush. Street was mostly quiet, few people out. Someone walking the dog, dog sniffed the pole. Life happening at its own pace. Good. Key in the door, shoes off, lights on low. Drop my bag in the same spot as always. Stood in the kitchen for a minute, just standing, not doing anything. has it together, plans ahead and sleeps on time and calls people back. I'm working on that version, I think, or at least I'm not working on it. Last train already left. I was on it though, that counts. Got where I needed. Last train is an ending, last train is a start. Get off and it's another day, get on and it's another day. Either way I move. Last train, made it, got off, ate something warm, went home, good enough, sleep. First cup of the morning hits different every single time, never gets old. Hands around the mug before it's ready, steam coming up, already feeling better. Didn't sleep bad, but didn't sleep great. Somewhere in the middle, call it fine. First coffee doesn't judge that though, takes you as you are at 7 a.m. Window light still doing that soft thing where everything looks warmer than it is. Could be cold outside, doesn't matter yet. Inside the mug is where the world starts. Before the phone, before the news, before I know what the day wants from me. There's just this, just the mug, just the steam, just the quiet. First coffee of the morning, nothing else exists yet. First coffee of the morning, whole world can't wait. Just this, just here. First coffee, that's enough. Took it to the window, stood there a while, watched the street figure itself out below. Delivery guy already on his third run, pigeons doing pigeon things consistent. Someone walking a dog leading. Pretty sure the human's just along for the ride. That's a good arrangement, honestly. Let the dog pick the direction, sound strategy. Mug got lighter, morning got louder. City starting to remember what it's for, but I held on to the quiet a little longer. One more sip before the day gets opinions. Before the phone, before the news, before I know what the day wants from me. There's just this, just the mug, just the steam, just the quiet. First coffee of the morning, nothing else exists yet. First coffee of the morning, whole world can't wait. Just this, just here. First coffee, that's enough. Second cup is good, but it's not the same. First one carries something the others don't. Maybe it's the contrast from sleep to awake. Maybe it's just chemistry, either works. Made a smart plan while the ghetto ran again. Nothing ambitious, just a direction. Do this, then that, then see what happens. Low stakes planning, highest success rate. Days that start like this tend to go okay. Not perfect, just okay, which is actually good. Okay is underrated. Okay is solid ground. Build anything on okay. That's my experience. The first coffee says go, I usually listen. First coffee says slow down, try to listen. First coffee doesn't talk, obviously, but you know what I mean. First coffee just knows, and so do I. First coffee of the morning, nothing else exists yet. First coffee of the morning, whole world can't wait. Just this, just here. First coffee, that's enough. 7 a.m. steam rising, dog leading, human pigeons decided. Second cup later, first cup now, yeah. First cup now. First cup now. Yeah, found this cafe 3 weeks ago by accident. Took a wrong turn, nose let me in. Smell of coffee hit before the door did. Sat down and never fully left, honestly. Corner table by the window, that's my seat, not officially, but everyone knows. Barista started making my order when she saw me coming through the glass. That's belonging, that's what that is. No paperwork required, no formal membership. Just a regular Tuesday, same order. And suddenly somewhere feels like yours. Small things add up to something. Corner table, remembered order. Don't need much to feel like I'm exactly where I should be. Corner cafe, corner table. Same drink, same seat, same view. Nothing fancy, nothing special, but it's mine, yeah, it's mine. This little piece is mine. Yeah, yeah. This little piece is mine. Laptop open, actually getting things done. Something about being out that makes me focus. Home has too many things that need doing. Here, I'm just a person with the coffee. Guy next to me is drawing in a notebook. Hasn't looked up in 40 minutes. Respect, the woman across is on a call whispering. We're all in our own world, same room. That's the thing about a good cafe. Everyone's alone, but nobody's lonely. Shared space, separate bubbles works better than it has any right to. Small things add up to something. Corner table, remembered order. Don't need much to feel like I'm exactly where I should be. Corner cafe, corner table. Same drink, same seat, same view. Nothing fancy, nothing special, but it's mine, yeah, it's mine. This little piece is mine. This little piece is mine. Yeah. Second drink came without asking. Barista just appeared, set it down, walked off, didn't make a thing of it. That's the move, acts of kindness that don't ask for a reaction. Stay till the light outside change color. Afternoon gold hitting the window sideways. Laptop closed, just sat there for a minute, taking it in before it became evening. Packed up slow, said bye on the way out. She said see you tomorrow, wasn't wrong. That's a relationship, low stakes, consistent, built on coffee and a corner table and nothing else. Didn't plan to find this place, didn't know I needed it. Wrong turn became a right one. That happens more than people say. Corner cafe, corner table. Same drink, same seat, same view. Nothing fancy, nothing special, but it's mine, yeah, it's mine. This little piece is mine. Corner table, remembered order. Afternoon gold. See you tomorrow. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Same time. Saturday morning, no alarm needed. Woke up on my own, which never happens. Like coming through the curtain diagonal, dust floating in it. Actually kinda pretty. Stretch for 30 seconds, caught the workout. Put the coffee on before I did anything else. Priorities straight, that's personal growth. Kettles boiling, they already winning. Pulled the window open, let the air in. Street sounds different on a Saturday. Less urgency in the footsteps down below. Everyone moving like they chose to be outside. Nothing on the calendar, check twice. That feeling when there's actually nothing. Whole day just sitting there open. Don't even know what to do first, good problem. Saturday morning, nobody needs me. Saturday morning, that's the whole point. Coffee's hot, windows open, just right here, this is it. This is the one. This is the one. Made eggs. Took my time about it. No reason to rush, so I didn't. Stood at the stove in yesterday's shirt. Spatula in hand like I own the place. Playlist going something with the beat. Started moving a little, no one's watching. Kitchen dancing is a legitimate form of starting the day right. Scientifically, neighbor's dog barking at something again. Probably a leaf that dog's committed. Respect the energy, honestly. Wake up and bark at everything. Bold choice, on the calendar, check twice. That feeling when there's actually nothing. Whole day just sitting there open. Don't even know what to do first, good problem. Saturday morning, nobody needs me. Saturday morning, that's the whole point. Coffee's hot, windows open. This right here, this is it. This is the one. This is the one. Walked outside around 11. No destination, just direction. Turn left because right felt too familiar. Ended up somewhere I never been before. A little street with plants outside the building. Someone had hung laundry between windows. Cat on a ledge doing absolutely nothing. Living the dream. Full send, no notes. Bought a drink from a card I'd never tried. Sat on a bench and watched people pass. Everyone had somewhere loosely in mind. Nobody looked like they were in a hurry. This is the day, no plan required. Just move when I feel like it. Stop when I want, eat when I'm hungry. Sit when I'm not. Saturday, doing what Saturday does. Just being here for it. Saturday morning, nobody needs me. Saturday morning, that's the whole point. Coffee's hot, windows open. This right here, this is it. This is the one. Saturday, eggs, open window. Left turn, bench, drink I never tried. Good one, good one, yeah, good one. Yeah, yeah. Dum 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 da da dum 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 dum. The streetlight flickered twice tonight at the corner near my place. The same old light I've walked beneath 100 times at least. A convenience store was closing. Someone stacked the final crate. The owner waved at passing strangers before locking up the gate. A cat appeared beside a fence, then vanished just as fast, like it had somewhere more important to be than where I passed. The air was cool and smelled like rain, though none had fallen yet. One of those ordinary evenings you somehow don't forget. The streetlight flickered twice tonight, like it was trying to say hello. The city wasn't doing much, but I didn't need it to. Streetlight flickered twice tonight, and somehow that was enough for a quiet walk through familiar streets without thinking too much. Thinking too much. A bus rolled by, almost empty. The driver staring straight ahead. A couple laughed beneath an awning, sharing fries instead. The apartment windows glowed above, tiny stories in the sky. People living different lives, only separated by height. The night kept moving patiently, without asking anything. And for a little while the world felt small in the nicest way to me. The streetlight flickered twice tonight, still shining when I turned around. Some evenings don't need fireworks, just familiar little sound.
Coffee stains on my notebook from a morning running late. The kind of mark you swear you'll clean in decide it looks okay. The window carried winter sunlight across the corner of the page. People hurried through the crosswalk like they were racing through the day. I wrote down half an idea, then crossed the whole thing out again. Sometimes inspiration wanders in, sometimes it just pretends. The barista knew my order before I reached the counter line. I spent enough afternoons here to lose track of the passing time. Coffee stains on my notebook, little circles left behind. Funny how the smallest accidents become part of the design. Coffee stains on my notebook, stories written in between all the things I plan to finish and the places I have been. Outside somebody walked a golden retriever past the bakery next door. The smell of fresh bread kept arriving every 20 minutes or more. A cyclist stopped beneath the traffic light, waiting for it to change. The clouds drifted over downtown without a destination. The afternoon kept unfolding, one quiet moment at a time, like a song that doesn't hurry toward the ending of its line. Coffee stains on my notebook, little circles left behind. Funny how the smallest accidents become part of the design. Coffee stains on my notebook, stories written in between all the things I plan to finish and the places I have been. Coffee disappeared eventually. The sunlight left the room, but the stain stayed on the paper like proof I had been there too.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, yeah. The vending machine was glowing blue at 12 past 1 beside the station. Nobody talking on the platform, just tired shoes and destinations.
A woman held a paper coffee, a student carried too much weight. Someone checked the last train schedule, someone realized they were late.
The city sounded different now, without the traffic and the noise. Just distant air conditioners humming and echoes of forgotten voices.
I bought a drink I didn't need, mostly just to stay awake. Watch the lights reflect on puddles left behind from yesterday's rain.
The machine clicked and dropped the bottle, a small mechanical reply.
Funny how a little moment can keep a lonely night alive. Midnight vending machine,
still awake when nobody's around.
Midnight vending machine,
only light for blocks around.
Everybody passing through,
carrying stories they don't tell.
Midnight vending machine
knows the city pretty well. The city pretty well. A train arrived almost empty. 3 people stepped onto the floor. A businessman loosened his necktie like he'd done 1,000 times before.
A girl with headphones kept on smiling at something on her phone screen. A delivery rider stopped nearby for a drink in 15 minutes peace.
Nobody knew each other there.
Nobody needed to explain
why they were standing in the darkness under
neon after rain. For a little while we shared the silence, then disappeared into the night,
like pages from different stories
passing briefly through the light. Midnight vending machine.
Still awake when nobody's around.
Midnight vending machine.
Only light
For blocks around. Everybody passing through.
carrying stories they don't tell.
Midnight vending machine.
Knows the city pretty well.
Dun, 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 dun.
The city pretty well. The last train left without a hurry. The streets
Grew quiet
and the blue light kept on glowing.
waiting for whoever came next.
Yeah. Yeah. Eating alone, got used to it a while back. One seat at the table, that's enough space. Pick whatever I want, no negotiating. Should feel like freedom, mostly does. But sometimes when I'm staring at the menu, just wish I had someone to ask. Not for advice, just for the asking. What do you feel like? That one question. It's different when there's nobody there. Not the dramatic thing, shouldn't be heavy, but turns out small things have weight. The small ones especially, quietly. Not lonely every day, not even most days. Just certain moments catch me off guard a little. Alone is fine, but sometimes, just sometimes, together sounds good. Not always, just sometimes. Saw something funny on the way home. Kinda wanted to show someone right then. Sent it to a group chat. 3 people reacted, not the same. Close though, appreciated. There's a difference between sharing and sending. One of them happens in the same room, same air, same moment. Turn into someone. That specific thing I miss sometimes. Laughing alone works, I do it often. Something's just different when it doubles. When the other person gets it at the same time. That overlap, that's the part I mean. Not lonely every day, not even most days. Just certain moments catch me off guard a little. Alone is fine, but sometimes, just sometimes, together sounds good. Not always, just sometimes. Living alone teaches you specific things. How long you can go without talking out loud. Which sounds the apartment makes at night. How to be your own company mostly, but also what presence does to a room. How different it feels when someone else is breathing nearby. Not even doing anything, just existing close. That changes the air somehow, I notice. Got good at the solo version of most things. Cooking for one, watching things alone. Making decisions without a second opinion. Capable, definitely capable. Don't have to force anything. Don't need to explain the feeling. Just being honest that someone nearby would be nice. Not every day, just some days, just sometimes. That's all I meant, alone is fine. But sometimes, just sometimes, together sounds good. Not always, just sometimes. Yeah, it's fine, I'm fine. But yeah, just sometimes. Good night. Good night. 8 a.m. alarm hit snooze without thinking. 5 minutes turning 30 every single time. Know it before it happens, do it anyway. That's not failure, that's just how mornings work. Coffee machine kicks on in the other room. Set it up last night, one thing I do right. Smell gets to me before the sound stops. That's when I actually start to move. Scroll the news for 30 seconds, close it. Too much before noon, learn it the hard way. Rather watch the clouds shift outside the window, or just sit with the coffee and not explain it. Nothing groundbreaking before 10. That's a rule I made for myself. Works about half the time. Half the time is good enough. Routine sounds like boring, but it's what holds me level. Same seat every morning, same cup, same window. That's me, just me, and I'm okay with that. Lunch is the same as 3 days ago. Tried something new last month, didn't land right. Familiar taste isn't giving up. Familiar taste is knowing what you need. Afternoon hits and the energy drops. Third coffee, know I'm over the limit and reaches anyway. Habits like that, habits are just who you decided to be slowly. Answered some emails, avoided 2 of them. Told myself I'd get to them tomorrow. Tomorrow me will handle it, he's capable. We have an understanding, me and tomorrow me. Nothing groundbreaking before 10. That's a rule I made for myself. Works about half the time. Half the time is good enough. Routine sounds like boring, but it's what holds me level. Same seat every morning, same cup, same window. That's me, just me, and I'm okay with that. Evening comes without a big announcement. Light just shifts and suddenly it's dark. Made dinner, something simple. Stood while eating, not sad about it. Just a fish and called one person. Talked for 12 minutes. Hung up, feeling more like myself again. Funny how that works. One conversation fills something back up that I didn't notice empty. Check tomorrow's weather before bed. Laid out close, set the same alarm. Small preparations for a small life. Small life isn't an insult. I decided wanna change some things, but this is also me want to do more. But rest is also something wanna be better. Working on it slow, slow. It's still moving is enough. Routine sounds like boring, but it's what holds me level. Same seat every morning, same cup, same window. That's me, just me, and I'm okay with that. Same alarm, same coffee, same window, same me. Not bad, honestly, not bad. Good night. Good night. Raindrops on the window, one by one. Just watching them race down, not picking sides. Don't know what I'm waiting on exactly. Sitting still just feels okay today. Coffee went cold again, 3rd time this week. Got distracted, forgot, it doesn't really matter. Still sweet, too much sugar is always cold. Sweet coffee still counts as comfort. Room's the same as it was this morning. Nothing moved, nothing needed to. Sometimes the stillness is an emptiness. Sometimes it's just the world giving you space. Not looking for anything out there, not avoiding anything in here. Just sitting at the edge of both, watching the rain decide. Outside the window, gray. Inside, quiet. Somewhere between the two. That's where I am. Right there, just right there. Book's been open to the same page. Dog-ear corner, been a month like that. Same character, frozen mid-sentence, waiting on me. Probably giving up. Funny how I feel more like the story, lost inside a plot I didn't outline. character who keeps getting distracted by rain and cold coffee and nothing. Tried to read 3 times this afternoon, got 4 sentences in each time. That's 12 sentences total, not bad. Told myself that and meant it a little. Not looking for anything out there, not avoiding anything in here. Just sitting at the edge of both, watching the rain decide. Outside the window, gray, inside quiet, somewhere between the two. That's where I am, right there, just right there. Afternoon became evening without asking. Light changed slow, I almost missed it. Orange came through the gray for a minute, then gray took it back. Fair enough. Days like this don't ask for much, don't ask you to be productive or present. Just ask you to notice the rain. Just ask you to sit and let it pass. Wish the rain came harder. No real reason behind it. Just like the sound filling up the room. Tap, 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 keeps me company. Doesn't ask me anything. Doesn't need me to respond. Just there, doing its thing. I can do mine. Outside the window, gray, inside quiet, somewhere between the two. That's where I am, right there, just right there. Window, rain, cold coffee, same page, me. Good enough, yeah, good enough today. Yeah. Yeah. The library stayed open late. The lights were glowing through the glass. Outside the evening traffic faded as another hour passed. A student sat beside the window, highlighting every page. Someone searched the history section. Someone wandered shelf to shelf again. The air smelled faintly of old paper and books that had been there for years. Stories waiting patiently for curious hands and eyes and ears. A chair moved softly in the distance. A notebook landed on a desk. Someone whispered to a friend nearby, trying not to interrupt the rest. Outside, a cyclist crossed the corner, headlights sliding through the dark. Inside the room, the turning pages made their own familiar mark. I picked a book I wasn't looking for and sat beneath the hanging light. The kind of quiet little accident that somehow makes the evening right. The library stayed open late and nobody seemed in a rush. The city kept on moving outside, but in here everything was hushed. The library stayed open late, holding stories through the night. Some places make the world feel smaller and somehow feel more bright. The library stayed open late, long after sunset came, and every shelf seemed full of people I would never get to name. A man returned a stack of novels, borrowed months before the spring. A girl was sketching in a notebook without worrying about a thing. Someone studied for an exam. Someone planned a trip somewhere. Someone simply needed silence and happened to find it there. The clock above the information desk kept moving without sound. Minutes disappearing quietly without needing to be found. Outside, the restaurants were filling with conversations and light, but inside the library lingered in its own version of the night. The rain began without much warning, tapping softly on the glass. Nobody seemed too concerned about it. Nobody hurried past. For a while the whole world narrowed to books and wooden chairs, to distant footsteps in the hallway, and the feeling that somebody cares. The library stayed open late, and nobody seemed in a rush. The city kept on moving outside, but in here everything was hushed. The library stayed open late, holding stories through the night. Some places make the world feel smaller and somehow feel more bright. The library stayed open late, long after sunset came, and every shelf seemed full of people I would never get to name. The rain was still falling gently when I finally stood to leave. The streets reflected every streetlight, like something from a dream. I looked back through the front doors before walking on my way, and felt thankful for a place that chose to stay open a little late. The library stayed open late, and maybe that's why I stayed too. Some nights don't need excitement, just a quiet place to wander through. The library stayed open late. The lights were glowing through the glass. Outside the evening traffic faded as another hour passed. The student sat beside the window, highlighting every page. Someone searched the history section, someone wandered shelf to shelf again. The air smelt faintly of old paper and books that had been there for years. Stories waiting patiently for curious hands and eyes and ears. A chair moved softly in the distance. A notebook landed on a desk. Someone whispered to a friend nearby, trying not to interrupt the rest. Outside, a cyclist crossed the corner, headlights sliding through the dark. Inside the room, the turning pages made their own familiar mark. I picked a book I wasn't looking for and sat beneath the hanging light. The kind of quiet little accident that somehow makes the evening right. The library stayed open late, and nobody seemed in a rush. The city kept on moving outside, but in here everything was hushed. The library stayed open late, holding stories through the night. Some places make the world feel smaller and somehow feel more bright. The library stayed open late, long after sunset came, and every shelf seemed full of people I would never get to name. A man returned a stack of novels borrowed months before the spring. A girl was sketching in the notebook without worrying about a thing. Someone studied for an exam, someone planned a trip somewhere, someone simply needed silence and happened to find it there. The clock above the information desk kept moving without sound, minutes disappearing quietly without needing to be found. Outside, the restaurants were filling with conversations in light, but inside the library lingered in its own version of the night. The rain began without much warning, tapping softly on the glass.
guess nobody seemed too concerned about it. Nobody hurried past. For a while the whole world narrowed to books and wooden chairs, to distant footsteps in the hallway, and the feeling that somebody cares. The library stayed open late, and nobody seemed in a rush. The city kept on moving outside, but in here everything was hushed. The library stayed open late, holding stories through the night. Some places make the world feel smaller and somehow feel more bright. The library stayed open late, long after sunset came, and every shelf seemed full of people I would never get to name. The rain was still falling gently when I finally stood to leave. The streets reflected every streetlight, like something from a dream. I looked back through the front doors before walking on my way, and felt thankful for a place that chose to stay open a little late. The library stayed open late, and maybe that's why I stayed too. Some nights don't need excitement, just a quiet place to wander through. Somebody forgot their umbrella again. The clouds have been warning all day. The wind was already carrying rain, but they walked outside anyway. The first few drops landed softly on the shoulders of their coat. They looked up and started laughing instead of searching for hope. The traffic hissed across the pavement, the shop signs flickered on. The afternoon became an evening before anybody noticed it had gone. Somebody forgot their umbrella again, and somehow everything was fine. Not every mistake needs fixing, not every cloud is a sign. Somebody forgot their umbrella again. The rain came down slow and light. Sometimes getting caught in weather makes a memory worth keeping at night. People hurry toward the station, umbrellas blooming down the road. The bakery windows fog with warmth, the cafe slowly overflowed. A child jumped across a puddle, a dog shook water from its fur. The city sounded different under the rain's soft blur. The storm wasn't in a hurry, neither was the evening sky. And for a little while the whole world seemed happy, just passing by. Somebody forgot their umbrella again, still smiling in the rain. Some days aren't meant to stay perfect, they're meant to happen that way. pure melodies drifting away on a gentle autumn breeze. My eyes are heavy but my mind is so clear. In this twilight zone there is nothing to fear. The world is rushing by outside my door, but I don't care about the rat race anymore. Eyes half closed, dreaming awake, safe from the promises we used to break, floating in the space between the night and day, letting all the worries drift away, away. Da-dum dum da-da-dum dum 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 da-da-dum dum 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 dum. I hear a distant siren, a murmur of the crowd, but in here the silence is beautiful and loud. It's a conscious slumber, a peaceful retreat where the past and the future finally, no deadlines to meet, no expectations to hold, just watching the colors of the morning unfold, wrapped in the warmth of a vocal harmony. This is the only place I want to be. Is it real or is it just a fantasy? The way it feels like a sanctuary to me. Just a few more minutes in this golden glow before I have to wake up and go. Eyes half closed, dreaming awake and safe from the promises we used to break, floating in the space between the night and day, letting all the worries drift away. Dreaming awake. Dun, dun, dun,
Yo. Yo. Pull that old box out from the closet. Let's go. Yeah. Flipping through the pages of a dusty old book, found a vintage Polaroid and had to take a look. Faded colors, wide smiles from a different time, back when we were young, searching for a perfect rhyme. No cell phones, no filters, just raw reality, captured in a square, a piece of you and me. You were wearing that oversized vintage sweater. We had no money, but things couldn't be better. Oh, the days we used to hold, brighter than gold. A story in a picture frame, never growing old, frozen in time. A beautiful design. I'm so glad that your past was intertwined with mine. I can almost hear the music that was playing in the back, and no cassette tape clicking on the stereo rack. We talked about the future, what we wanted to be, sailing across the world, wild and free. Now look at us, caught up in the daily grind, leaving all those simple dreams far behind. But this little piece of paper brings it all right back, putting my train of thought back on the track. Time is a thief, it steals the youth away, but it can't touch the memories we made that day. So I'll put it on the desk where I can see it clear, a reminder of the joy we held so dear. Oh, the days we used to hold, brighter than gold. A story in a picture frame, never growing old, frozen in time. A beautiful design. I'm so glad that your past was intertwined with mine. Vintage Polaroid, keeping the flame alive. Yeah, a underground vocal vibe. Underground, ground, 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 ground.
Raindrops drumming on the coffee cup, staring at the phone, wishing you pick up. Steam rising slow like a fading dream, trapped inside a melancholic color scheme. The cafe is empty, just the barista and me, and the ghost of who we used to be, sipping on bitterness, masking the sweet, watching the umbrellas crowd the street. But the melody keeps me warm inside in this rainy day. There's no need to hide. Let the droplets fall, let the tears run dry. We'll find the sun again by and by. I remember the days when we shared in code, leaving silly little love letters that you wrote. Now the ink is running blurred by the damp, sitting all alone under this dim desk lamp. The static in my head sounds just like the rain, a familiar loop of comfort and pain. But every drop that falls is a step to being free, washing away the dust on me. Maybe it's a blessing in a dark disguise, to see the world clearly through heavy eyes. The storm will pass, the sky will clear, but until it does, I'll just stay right here. But the melody keeps me warm inside in this rainy day. There's no need to hide. Let the droplets fall, let the tears run dry. We'll find the sun again by and by. Coffee cups and rain, just a little bit of pain. Yeah. Midnight breeze, check it out. Walking down the 4th Avenue late at night, street lights flickering, painting it black and white. Got no destination, just a breeze in my hair, whispering secrets to the open air. Clock strikes 2, but the city don't sleep. Promises we made are too heavy to keep, so I leave them on the curb, let the wind take the weight. No more counting hours, no more fighting with fate. Just let the rhythm take the pain away. We'll find a better place at the break of day, flowing with the midnight breeze, so cold. Story of a lonely soul, untold. Neon signs reflecting in a puddle of rain, a therapeutic rhythm washing over the pain. My sneakers hit the pavement, keeping the time, searching for the reason in a beautiful rhyme. People pass me by like shadows in a dream. Nothing in this life is ever quite what it seems, but the bassline in my throat keeps me grounded and real, chasing after ghosts just to feel what I feel. Close your eyes, let the city fade out. Forget about the fear, forget about the doubt. The night is a blanket covering the scars, dancing alone underneath the hidden stars. Let the rhythm take the pain away. We'll find a better place at the break of day, flowing with the midnight breeze, so cold. Story of a lonely soul, untold. Midnight breeze, yeah. Just let it blow, keep it low, keep it slow.
Neon haze on window glass, another quiet hour passed. Walking down the street where the shadows grow long, headphones on, listening to a forgotten song. The concrete's warm from the afternoon sun, thinking about the things that we should have done. But there's a warmth that I can still trace inside, a summer smile that the darkness can't hide. Echoes of laughter in this empty room, chasing away all the city gloom. Oh, that summer smile, keep it for a while when the world gets cold. Running mile after mile, hold on to the light. Through the longest night, everything's gonna be alright. Yeah, gonna be alright. Fading memories like waves on the sand. Wish I could reach out and hold your hand, but time moves fast and the seasons change. Even the places we knew feel strange. Still, your voice is a ghost in the breeze, whispering softly through the maple trees. I take a breath and I let it go, moving along with the steady flow. Da-da-da-da. Sometimes the silence is too loud to bear, looking for signs, but there's nobody there. Then I remember the warmth of your eyes underneath the golden skies. Oh, that summer smile, keep it for a while when the world gets cold. Running mile after mile, hold on to the light. Through the longest night, everything's gonna be alright. Just the summer smile, just the summer smile, just the summer smile. Just a summer smile in time and space. Ooh. The bus stop looked colder than usual, standing there before the sunrise. Streetlights painted little circles under pale and sleepy skies. People wrapped inside their jackets, holding coffee in their hands, waiting for another weekday to begin again. The road was almost empty, the city barely awake. Everything felt suspended for a few more minutes' sake. The bus stop looked colder than usual, but somehow I didn't mind. Some mornings asked for silence before they asked for time. The bus stop looked colder than usual, the air was sharp and clean, the kind of morning people forget before it's fully seen. Then the buses started coming, the city finding its pace. The quiet slowly disappeared from every waiting face. Someone offered up a smile, someone held the door. Small things that make a morning feel warmer than before. The bus stop looked colder than usual, but that's not what I recall. I remember little moments shared among us all. Two iced coffees and no plan, waiting by the window seat, watching people cross the street, trying to escape the heat.
Someone dropped a shopping bag, someone missed the turning light. Nobody seemed in much of a hurry, everything felt right.
Two iced coffees and no plan,
Nothing waiting up ahead, no schedule on the table, no destination in our heads. Two iced coffees and no plan. Sometimes that's enough, a little bit of sunshine and people that you trust.
Hours slipped across the cafe without asking where they'd gone.
Songs played through the speakers,
Soft enough to lean
upon. The ice cube slowly melted, leaving circles on the glass. The afternoon kept stretching like it never meant to pass. Two iced coffees and no plan, that's all we really needed. Some days become your favorite for reasons never stated. Two iced coffees and no plan still makes me smile somehow. Dun, 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 dun.
Nobody checked the time, not once the whole afternoon. Sunlight wandered through the windows across the quiet room. The coffee slowly cooled beside us, the playlist drifted on, and every conversation felt exactly where it belonged. Someone talked about a road trip, someone talked about a dream. Nobody tried to hurry, anything in between. Nobody checked the time, nobody had a plan. The hours floated by like waves across the sand. Nobody checked the time, nobody checked, nobody seemed to care. Nobody seemed. Sometimes the best moments happen when you're already there. Outside the city kept moving, buses rolling down the street, people carrying shopping bags, passing everyone they meet. But inside the little cafe, the day moved differently, like the whole world had decided to slow down patiently. The sunlight started fading, the shadows growing long. Still nobody reached for their phone or wondered where time had gone. Nobody checked the time, and maybe that's the reason why I still remember that afternoon. Whenever days rush by, nobody checked the time, nobody needed more. We stayed a little longer than we had before.
had been threatening rain almost all afternoon. The cafe owner moved the chairs, expecting it pretty soon. People checked their weather apps and hurried on their way. But we sat by the little table outside anyway. The coffee smelled like roasted sugar. The breeze felt cool and slow. Nothing seemed particularly important. Nowhere else to go. We sat outside anyway, even when the sky turned gray. Sometimes the weather doesn't matter when you like where you stay. We sat outside anyway, watching the city unwind, letting the afternoon take its own sweet time. The first drops hit the pavement, making tiny silver rings. Someone laughed beneath an umbrella at a dozen little things. Cars rolled past with headlights glowing earlier than before. The rain kept falling softly, like a song we'd heard before. The table got a little wetter, the coffee got a little cold, but somehow everything felt warmer than the stories people told. We sat outside anyway, long after the rain began. Some afternoons are worth remembering simply because they happened. We sat outside anyway, and if I had the chance, I'd probably do it all again. Nobody was in a hurry today. The buses rode a little slow. People lingered by the crosswalk long after they could have gone. A dog was sleeping in the sunlight outside the bakery on Main. Someone sat with yesterday's newspaper, reading every page again. The traffic sounded softer somehow. The city breathed a different way, like everyone had silently agreed to leave some room inside the day. I bought a coffee from the corner shop, the same one that I always choose. The barista asked how I'd been doing and actually waited for the truth. The morning stretched across the windows, painting patterns on the floor. And for a while I stopped thinking about what came before. Nobody was in a hurry today. Nobody needed to run. The clouds drifted over the rooftops, slowly covering the sun. Nobody was in a hurry today. Nobody looked at the clock. The hours wandered through the city like they forgot they had to stop. Nobody was in a hurry today, and somehow neither was I. For once the world felt comfortable, just letting moments pass by. A bicycle leaned beside a flower shop, its basket full of yellow blooms. A child was drawing chalk animals across the edge of the sidewalk stone. Somebody practiced saxophone from an apartment down the block, missing notes and
finding others echoing through open lots. Two friends sat outside a cafe, sharing stories over tea. Neither one seemed interested in where they had to be. The bakery sold out of croissants before the afternoon was through. People laughed about the disappointment like it was good news. The day wasn't extraordinary, nothing headline-worthy happened, yet every little piece of it felt exactly where it should have been. Nobody was in a hurry today, nobody needed to run. The clouds drifted over the rooftops, slowly covering the sun. Nobody was in a hurry today, nobody looked at the clock. The hours wandered through the city like they forgot they had to stop. Nobody was in a hurry today, and somehow neither was I. For once the world felt comfortable, just letting moments pass by. Maybe we've been moving too quickly, trying to stay ahead of time, collecting lists and expectations like somehow they'd improve our lives. Maybe happiness arrives quietly without announcing where it's been. Maybe it waits inside an afternoon that asks for nothing in return. Maybe it lives in conversations that don't need anywhere to go, or in the sunlight on a table where a forgotten coffee grows cold. Maybe it hides inside the ordinary, the places we stop looking first. And maybe slowing down is not a weakness, maybe it's something we deserve. Nobody was in a hurry today. The evening settled into gold. The shadows stretched across the sidewalks and wrapped around the road. Nobody was in a hurry today. The streetlights flickered one by one. The city slowly changed its colors, welcoming the coming dusk. Nobody was in a hurry today. Nobody needed anything more than when the last cafe was closing. People lingered by the door. Nobody was in a hurry today. And that's the thing I'll remember most. Not what happened, but how it felt to let an ordinary day unfold.
Sunshine on the grocery bags, walking home the longer way. Nothing waiting at the apartment, nothing urgent for today. Fresh bread wrapped in paper, a carton tucked beneath my arm. The kind of afternoon that quietly forgets to sound alarm. Somebody painted flowers outside the corner convenience store. A little radio was playing songs I've probably heard before. The traffic hummed in the distance like a slow familiar song. Everything around me seemed to say, you've been rushing for too long. Sunshine on the grocery bags, golden light across the street. Tiny pieces of a lifetime hidden in the things we keep. Sunshine on the grocery bags, nothing more and nothing less. Funny how the smallest moments leave the deepest tenderness. A kid was chasing pigeons near the fountain by the square. A woman read a paperback with sunlight in her hair. Someone carried home a bicycle after getting a flat tire. Somebody practiced saxophone a few blocks over by the wire. The city wasn't trying to impress or entertain. It simply kept on breathing through the sunshine after rain. And somehow that was enough, more than enough for me. A simple afternoon becoming something I'll remember quietly. Sunshine on the grocery bags, golden light across the street. Tiny pieces of
the spaces between who we are and who we'll be. Maybe it sits beside a bakery or follows shadows on the ground. Maybe it waits in ordinary places where it rarely gets found. Maybe it's a paper bag swinging softly at your side while the afternoon reminds you there's no need to hurry life. Sunshine on the grocery bag, still a picture in my mind. One of those forgotten days you remember all the time. Sunshine on the grocery bag, long after the light is gone. Somehow all those little moments keep quietly carrying on. Sunshine on the grocery bags, nothing special, nothing grand, just an ordinary afternoon, holding everything I am.
Yeah.
2 iced coffees and no plan,
Sitting near the window seat,
watching people cross the street.
trying to escape the heat.
Someone dropped a shopping bag,
Someone missed a turning light.
nobody seemed in much of a hurry.
Everything felt just right.
We talked about the weather,
Movies neither of us saw,
the kind of conversation
that doesn't need a point at all.
2 iced coffees and no plan, nothing waiting up ahead.
No schedule on the table,
No destination in our heads. 2 iced coffees and no plan,
sometimes that's enough.
a little bit of sunshine.
And people that you trust,
Dum, dum, dum,
the,
dum, dum,
and people that you trust,
dum, dum, dum.
the.
Hours slipped across the cafe,
Without asking where they gone,
songs played through the speakers.
soft enough to lean upon,
The ice cube slowly disappeared.
leaving circles on the glass,
The afternoon kept stretching.
like it never meant to pass.
2 iced coffees and no plan, that's all we really needed. Some days become your favorite.
For reasons never stated.
Dum, dum, dum. Dum, dum, dum. Dum, dum, dum.
The guy in front of me bought flowers, standing in the checkout line. Yellow roses wrapped in paper, held carefully at his side. The cashier smiled and wished him luck. He laughed and thanked her twice, like whatever waited for him was worth every single mile.
Outside, the sunlight hit the sidewalk. People drifted through the day, but somehow everyone seemed softer after he walked away.
The guy in front of me bought
Flowers, nothing more than that, but somehow it stayed with me long after he left.
The guy in front of me bought
Flowers, and maybe that's the thing. Small moments have a way of changing everything.
I carried home my groceries past the bakery on the hill. Someone played guitar nearby, the whole street standing still.
A child was chasing pigeons near the corner traffic light. The afternoon kept unfolding, slow and easy, warm and bright.
I never knew who got those flowers or what they meant to say, but I hope
perceive them.
Smiled the whole way home that day.
The guy in front of me bought
Flowers, simple as can be.
dum dum ba dum dum.
A little reminder, kindness still happens quietly.
Dum 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 dum.
The guy in front of me bought flowers, and that's enough for me.
Dum dum ba dum dum.
Some memories stay forever without a reason to be.
Dum